How to make sales without ads. Making sales without ads is your ability to know how to get clients. What makes this an interesting conversation is if you don't know how to find your ideal clients online, you can't expect to actually generate revenue. It it is it is literally how I started this career. I didn't start off with ads. I started off this career trying to figure out how do I even find my people online? What should I be doing on social media? Where should I go? Where are they hanging out at? And what do I even say? Because I know I was nervous when I first started trying to figure this out. So today we really going to be covering what is the how do I teach our clients and my community on ways to generate leads without using ads. Now, the ideal way is to use ads, but if you can't use ads starting off, then what we're going to end up doing is, you're going to have to do it organically. So that is what we focus on. All right. So now, this is an important. I'm gonna tell you why this makes sense. So normally, when you're trying to get clients, right? It is you know that there's people that are online that need your services. Facebook alone has over 4.11 billion active users on it. Instagram has over 2 billion active accounts on it every single month. That means that there's plenty of people that's online. So the question isn't whether they're online. The question isn't whether they're on Facebook or Instagram or these social media platforms, LinkedIn, TikTok. The question isn't whether they're on it or not. I'm telling you, your ideal client is on it. So the discrepancy isn't that. The problem is, are you looking in the right places? The problem is, do you know what to say when you find them? Do you know how to engage with them? Do you know how to get them to respect you and engage with you back? That is the question that needs to be answered. And that is what we're going to be focused on today. So that's it. So now, what's so crazy is I had so when I really was trying to figure this out, I was watching all the listening to everything. I was watching all the podcasts. I was listening to listen to old YouTube videos. I was, just trying to find everything, read every book that I can. And I'm just trying a little bit of that strategy, trying a little bit of this strategy. And I didn't have one core way to generate the leads that I needed to generate in order to make sales. Because I'm like, yo, I've been giving a lot of free advice out. I want to make some sales. Like, please help me make some sales. Somebody like just give me advice. But that I could just follow and that's solid. So and I remember one of the things that I tried and it did not work, by the way, is the post and pray syndrome. This is what I had. Some of us are plagued with this disease, and this disease is holding us back from making the impact we want to make in the world and making the money we want to make. And this disease was I will post on social media and then I would pray I would get some clients. I will post and say, I hope somebody gets back to me. I will post and say, maybe somebody would reach out. And that was my first kind of phase of trying to figure this out. Obviously, that did not work. And then I got a little bit more confidence, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to start reaching out to people. And then I tried the DM thing, and then that was barely working. And then the social media gods didn't like that, so I couldn't send out as many messages as I wanted, and the people weren't responding, and it was very frustrating. So I tried another method, and it began to work, right? And that's the method we're talking about today. So this method is really really comes down to a couple key things. One, finding your ideal client and engaging with them in a way in order to generate appointments. So this is how we want to do that. Now, I kind of discovered the strategy of doing this by accident. I remember I was doing I was following. I remember I was watching ET, and he was posting right now. Mind you, my idol clients, my idol audiences, coaches. So I'm on here and I'm providing value. I'm seeing him posting, but so I go on his post one day and I'm seeing that there's a lot of posts that are unanswered. A lot of people asking questions this particular time. This was on Instagram, and I'm noticing he can't respond to everybody. So I jump in and I just start responding to people. I just started making comments and just really giving value. And I noticed as I was doing that, that I was getting people who were actually responding back. And some of the people who were responding back, they were actually coaches. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. So then boom, I happen to, hey yo, got your comment, and now I get in the DM. And then now that I'm in DM, we having a conversation. I say, yeah, I think I can help you out. I could give you some pointers if if you open it to some recommendations. And then I booked an appointment. And I said, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me if I provide value to people online, I'll provide it to them in a way where they're actually going to want to speak to me. And that is when the light bulb went off, and I started doing that automatically. I started doing that more often. And so that is the organic strategy that we use. So first thing is you got to know where to find them at, regardless of what social media platform. So one, discover where your ideal clients are. I'll give you some general things. If you have any, if you have any place, regardless of the social media platform, any place that there's groups and they congregate is a good place to go. Facebook has groups. Even Instagram has people are creating their own groups within Instagram. That's another thing, right? The I forgot what you call it on Instagram, but basically, you know how they essentially groups, right? So people create their own like channels on Instagram. Remember, you can see all of the other members in the channel. You have LinkedIn has their own group. So any social media platform where there are groups and your ideal clients are there, you have an opportunity to engage in a way where you can you can get their attention. So your first step is to find out where they are at. I happen to use the influencer strategy. The influencer strategy was I went to an influencer that was in my space, and I unknowingly discovered this to influence in my space. Shout out Dr. Eric Thomas. And I got in his comments, and there was a lot of people that were already congregating in the comments. So that's where my people were. You can try hashtags. Again, utilize the influencers, any place where they can go, but those are some of my favorite, right? Groups, like I said, groups work very well, and hashtags and influencers. So those are pretty much like three ideal places that you can find people. I'm talking specifically, so I'm talking specifically social media, right? Now boom, once you know, okay, I know that this is where I'm going to find the majority of my people at. Now your goal is step two, is you have to engage with them publicly, right? You got to remember, you just jump straight to the inbox. That's almost like an intimate place, and a lot of people are just jumping in the inboxes, and they haven't even acknowledged you. They haven't even had a conversation with you yet. So your goal is you want to get them comfortable, and you want them to trust that you are an expert in what you do. So if you want them to trust it, then you got to provide some type of value first publicly, and then let them respond back to you publicly. And once they respond back to you publicly, it does two things for you. Number one, it's going to allow them to trust you. So they're going to be more willing to respond when you engage privately. Second thing is they're going to, the algorithm is going to know, like, okay, you're just not spamming a bunch of people. Like there's actually some back and forth. So you want that. So then that's second thing. The third thing is you're going to engage in a conversation via DM, and inside of this conversation, you're going to ask questions. Three types of questions that I like to ask is one, first you might give like a compliment, or you might give some type of, just it kind of acknowledge the public conversation that you have. But I like to ask questions around what's your goal. So I'll say, hey, what is what's like, what are you looking to achieve? Around specific topic that you focus on in your coaching business. And then I like to ask, well, what's your biggest challenge with getting that, or what's been slowing you down from achieving that? And I like asking that. Then the third thing I like to ask, if they're open to recommendations, or you open to feedback, or you open to suggestions. One of those is any one of those, anything along those lines is fine. So what that allows you to do is a few things. One, that gives you the ability to that invokes enough curiosity that they actually want to see the response that you're going to have to the problem that they're facing. Two, it shows more that you care because you're asking questions more than just trying to give them value, right? And then three, that puts you in a position to talk more, to learn more about what they need, and then eventually lead you maybe one or two additional calls down the road. It puts you in position to actually present your offer or your program of what you have. All right. So it does multiple things. The only difference between somebody who is more successful with this and less successful with it is your ability to ask good questions, which is, a lot of it is not like genius, but is not, it's basically is not coaching. You're not coaching when you're providing in DM. You already did some coaching and value in the comments. I call that coaching in the comments. So you coached in the comments, that's cool. Value in the private messenger is straight questions. So your ability to ask questions without giving advice is you're going to do well. And then the volume, the amount of volume you're able to do, right? Now, some of the platforms you really can't do that many. Let's say like Facebook, you might be able to get away with 20 to 30 in a day, but you're going to have to spread it out maybe every hour, every 2, 3 hours. You're going to have to spread it out. But guess what? There's many major platforms. So you could do this on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. So you could do this across platforms, and you dedicated to it. Is no reason why you shouldn't be able to knock out at least 100 of these a day. All right. And I'm just talking about straight organically. You could do that, but it's going to have to be up across platforms. All right. So your ability to do that consistently will book you appointments each and every week. All right. So that is the organic play. And believe it or not, it's not complicated. Is your ability to stick with it, is your ability to stay consistent, is your ability to not get inside of your head when people are not responding, or if they don't get back to you, or if they don't reply to your comment, or if they ghost you while you're in the middle of going back and forth in messaging. You got to continue to work it. If you don't work it, then you're not going to be able to get the benefit, because your goal eventually is to run ads. So you want to be able to get enough clients and generate enough sales that you can take the money that you got from the clients that you're getting, the clients that's trickling in through organic and through the personal conversation, and then use that money so you can be able to run ads. And then that's going to bring all of the people to you. They're going to be more, and it's just easier, and it's not relying on your personal effort. All right, so that is how we do it organically. Hopefully, if you took a lot away from this, then go ahead and put learn more below, and then I'll share with you, and let me know. Basically, what I'll do is I'll let you grab a time with me. You can ask me any questions that you want, and I'll let you know how I can help, or I'll provide you any resources to help you take it to the next level. All right. So just go ahead and put learn more below if you want any additional help with your coaching business. And if you're not already in the school group, I have a link, especially on my YouTube. Click the link and then go to our school group, because I put a lot of private trainings. I put special things that I'm doing inside of our school group. All right. With that being said, let's continue to be great. Let's make our impact as coaches. And slow motion is better than no motion. Let's wear it.